Yeah, well, I'm more important to see people.
So we didn't have to wait in line. I did the same thing. It's the same color. Midnight Twilight. That's hilarious.
Why did it
Okay, we are ready to begin with the presentation of colors, followed by the Star Spangled Banner. Welcome to Illini West High School in the Veterans Day program. I'm Scott Schneider, Illini West High School principal. We are here today to honor all of our veterans, past, present, and future. I want to thank all the veterans in attendance today for your service and your sacrifice. We have a great program for you today celebrating our veterans and all they mean to our country and our safety. Enjoy the program. Now please give a warm welcome to our guest speaker, Air Force Recruiter Sergeant Kagrion Silpong.
Good morning, students and faculty of Illini West. My name is Tech Sergeant Kagrion Silpong with the United States Air Force. I'm privileged to speak with you today on such an important occasion. We're here to honor our service members and to remember their sacrifices they have made and courage it takes to defend, honor, duty, and country. Veterans Day is a celebration to honor America's veterans for their patriotism, love of country, and willingness to serve and sacrifice for the common good. Veterans Day pays tribute to all American veterans, living and dead, but especially gives thanks to living veterans who served their country honorably during war or peacetime. Veterans Day was originally called Armistice Day. It fell on the 11th hour of the 11th day of 11th month in 1918. It's the anniversary of the signing of the armistice that ended World War I. At that time, it only honored veterans of World War I. However, in 1954, it was changed to Veterans Day in order to account for all veterans in all wars. So today, we honor all our veterans who unselfishly placed their lives on the line for our freedom. These past and present men and women were ordinary people from all walks of life, no different from you and I. They all shared fundamental qualities. They possessed courage, pride, determination, selflessness, dedication to duty and integrity, all the qualities needed to serve a cause larger than oneself. They heard the call of duty and answered it. They left families, homes, and lives, not for the recognition or fame or even the honor we bestow upon them today. or the military discounts. I am one of 16.1 million living veterans who served during at least one war. One of 2 million women who have served. To say I'm honored to be part of such an elite few who have answered our nation's call is an understatement. My call came in 2006 when I felt I had no sense of purpose or direction in life. That is when I signed up for the military and left for basic. For those who don't know my story, prior to joining the Air Force, I was not living my best life. It was for a good time, not for a long time. Still, pretty good time. I was a free spirit with no sense of direction whatsoever. When the call came, I didn't know the importance of how it would play in my life and the impact I would have on my country. Fast forward 13 years later, I can truly say that I am currently living my best life. I'm still a free spirit, however, my direction has a positive path. I'm able to do something meaningful with purpose that I hope will resonate with all those that I encounter. For that, I am truly grateful. As we honor our veterans and remember their great deeds, let us also salute those who are currently fighting for our freedom. Thank you for honoring our veterans today. Thank you.
Thank you, Sergeant Silpalm, for sharing your inspirational words. We will now recognize Illini West High School students who will be entering the military at the conclusion of this school year. Please stand and remain standing when your name is read. Cody Marshall, U.S. Army National Guard. Austin Rampley, U.S. Air Force. Thank you. Now the Illini West High School Choir, under the direction of Linda Hartwig, will perform God Bless the USA. Thank you, Mrs. Hartwig and choir. Welcome. Now, Illini West High School students will read their essay, What Veterans Day Means to Me. If Clifton and Carl, please come to the podium. And please welcome our first speaker, Emberly Holtz.
What a veteran means to me. In my opinion, a veteran is someone who has served our country during times of war or hardship. A veteran is someone who was or is currently in the military. When I see a veteran, I see a person who has patriotism and extreme love for their country. American veterans to me are brave men and women who risk their own lives just to improve ours. They live a disciplined life so that we do not have to. A veteran is not just a person. A veteran is a human being like you and I, who risked his or her life for our freedom. Millions of men and women have died or have been severely injured fighting for our country just to get closer to freedom. A veteran is more than just bravery and courage. A veteran is a soldier, a freedom fighter. They are there for you fighting for our rights and calling to their duty. Every single day of our lives we pledge to our flag, pray for them, and salute those who have saved our lives by risking theirs. Throughout our history and our many different wars, American soldiers, Marine, Air Forces, and Coast Guards have bravely answered and came to the call of duty to defend for our rights and our freedom. They are not forced to serve by all means. It is their own selfless choice, and they are choosing our rights before their lives. They will never be forgotten, and it is our job to honor and congratulate them. They claim to just be doing their job, but it is so much more than that to us. Veterans deserve so much more than our respect. A veteran is just like you and I, but so much more.
Now please welcome Taylor Palmer.
What a veteran means to me. We live in a society filled with selfish beings who take everything for granted. Always having food on our plates, a roof over our heads, and the ability to be free each and every day. It's our nature to get out of bed, go to school, and then come home at night to our families. We seem to forget who made that all possible, our veterans. To be free means to be able to make your own decisions and choices. However, in order to have that freedom, you may have to fight for it, or be fortunate enough to have others to create a society that allows you to be free. Those being our veterans. We often forget what it truly means to be a veteran. Not only are they men and women who have fought for us, but they are also our modern-day heroes. Veterans are everyday people who have done the extraordinary. They have fought around the world that have served in both world wars, Vietnam, Gulf War, or many other wars. They have put their blood, sweat, tears, and lives into doing what is right for this country. They deserve more than just our thanks. They deserve our uttermost respect in every way we can offer. These are the men and women who have stepped up to the plate in a time of need. They didn't have to, but they did. So many men and women have lost their lives fighting for us, fighting for a better country for future generations to live in. They risked never coming home, never seeing their families again because they knew what they were doing was the right thing. In this day and age, our generation is faced with so many difficult trials. In order to solve them, we're going to have to come together and fight through to the very end. Thomas Paine once said, "These are the times that try men's souls, but he that stands it now deserves the love and thanks of man and woman. That the harder the conflict, the more glorious the triumph." Even now, over 200 years later, those words still stand true. Personally, I don't think I could ever do what veterans have done for us. I have this dream of becoming an FBI agent, chasing down criminals and putting them away. I'd like to think that we're doing something right, making a difference. Compared to the hard work our men and women are doing right now, and the work our veterans have done before us, does not come close. They are the real-life heroes who don't deserve just one day out of the year. Fighting for our country is the most noble act anyone could ever do. Anyone in or out of the Armed Services, whether it be Air Force, the Navy, the National Guard, etc., should be thanked each and every day. Without them, I wouldn't be able to speak my mind in class I so love to do, or believe in my choice of religion, or simply pursue my dream. Veterans have fought long and hard for us over the past 200 years. Respect and gratitude for them is the least we give them. I can say thank you a million times to every veteran I meet. and it would still wouldn't be enough. Our veterans deserve everything and more, but I'd like to start with and end with a very large, heartfelt thank you. Thank you to every man and woman who have lost their lives in battle, who have sacrificed everything for us.
And now Bryce Hagan.
What a veteran means to me. What do you call someone who is honorable, courageous, reliable, and offers unconditional love for all people? Some kids call them parents, some grandparents, and some even siblings. Most of us call them veterans now. Some veterans give up their dreams, some leave their wives and their children. They make sacrifices that most of us can't. They go through experience that most of us won't. But when a man or a woman joins the military, they're not there to win medals or get a higher rank. They're there because they want to fight, defend, and protect every single one of us. They're there because they want, and because they love America and they love Americans. People may not show their loves for our veterans, but our veterans still show their love for us. Some people say that freedom will never be free, but it all changes when men and women of America go and fight for us every day. Those freedoms start to become free when everyone work to everyone because they're making the world a better place and helping those in need, whether they're somewhere in the middle of the ocean, halfway around the world, or in the National Guard here in our home state. They are always making a difference in the world, whether you notice it or not. These amazing people may be heroes to us, but to them, they consider themselves just normal people. They don't look for the publicity. They are modest about everything, claiming they are just doing the jobs or we're just doing the jobs. Most of them say that real heroes are the ones that didn't come back. The ones who died fighting for everything we know, love, and have today. On Veterans Day, I don't just celebrate my grandpas or my dad. I celebrate everyone who has fought for our beautiful country that we know and love. I celebrate all of them because they all deserve to be celebrated. When men were coming back from Vietnam, they were not treated as heroes, and certainly were not celebrated. People would spit on them, curse at them, and do many other things to these men that were just fighting for what we have today. Doing as they were told and trying to survive till the next day to get home and see their families. My father served for 6 years in the U.S. Army and 4 years in the U.S. Marine Corps. During Operation Iraqi Freedom, before he was medically discharged after almost dying from dehydration in a Humvee accident where his Humvee was shot by an RPG. My grandpa Bob served for 8 years in the U.S. Navy during World War II, till he came back home and started working as bus driver. My great-grandpa Joe was in the U.S. Army for many years, until he came home and started working for BNSF. We still have the flag that was presented to my great-grandpa at his funeral, and 3 bullets from his 21-gun salute. I see it every day when I walk around the house, and I look at it before I leave for school. And I hope one day I can be as great as these men and what they sacrificed for our country and the people within it. Without their sacrifice, the world I know may have been drastically changed. Veterans were prepared to die and fight for their cause. Many witnessed terrible things and endured incredibly strenuous situations. All veterans, and especially the honorable persons that do not remain with us today, have paid the high price for freedom and the life we all know in America. Considering the enormity of what veterans have accomplished brings me to great appreciation and admiration. They inspire me to do great things, and they make me proud to be called an American every single day, because we have these people representing us around the world, fighting for us, and helping those in need. I hope other people look up to veterans as much as I do, because veterans deserve our respect. They honor us with their presence. They are men of courage and discipline. We honor those who serve or who are currently serving on Veterans Day.
And lastly, Keegan Steinkamp.
What does a veteran mean to me? Courage, strength, discipline, love, honor, loyalty. These are some examples of what a veteran means to me. I believe our men and women deserve more respect than anything else in this great nation. What does a veteran actually mean? In my belief, I think a person who has stepped away from the family to serve us, the people. These veterans deserve more respect than we give them. They have sacrificed their lives for us. These veterans put their lives in danger so we don't have to. These men and women miss every holiday, birthday, wedding anniversary, funeral, Christmas. Most importantly, their family. We need to thank them because they sacrificed so much so we don't have to. These heroes fight for us and they don't even know us. It is time to stand up as a whole nation, not Republican or Democrat, as one and honor our veterans. I'd like to ask everybody here today to tell every person that fought for our country, thank you. You'd be amazed at how many of them, these men and women, have a smile on their face when you say thank you for your service. These veterans are heroes. These veterans are heroes to us, but actually they're just normal people. They don't go out and say, look at me, I'm a veteran. They don't look for recognition. But I think it's time to show them more respect and start singing for our great flag. Every time you kneel or don't pay attention to our flag or national anthem, you are disrespecting them. You kneel on dead bodies, how rude. Larry Steinkamp, my grandfather, was in the Army Reserve. Louis Massey, my other grandfather, was in the Army. Since their passing, it irritates me when people are rude to our veterans. If it was not for these veterans, we would not be here today. It's time that we help these veterans. Last year when we had this assembly, I remember seeing an older gentleman and his name was announced. And he was supposed to stand up, but this gentleman was in a wheelchair and was not in physical shape to. But you know what he did? With help of other people, he stood up. You know why he stood up? Because he never gave up on this country. This means we should never give up on these people. If you can stand up, we can all stand up. In conclusion, these veterans are people like you and me. They deserve our respect. Remember to always think of veterans. It's time we come as one and help these veterans out. Thank you, and thank you to our great nation because the men and women that fight for us have already fought for us. These veterans are the world to us. God bless you all.
If we could just have Emberly, Taylor, Bryce, and Keegan just kind of stand up again, give them a round of this job. Okay, now the Illini West High School Band under the direction of Linda Hartwood with My America. like to recognize all the veterans present today. Please stand when your name is read, and please remain standing if you are able. These are in no particular order. Daryl Kraft, 25 years, U.S. Army. Jerry Link, U.S. Army, 3 years. Vern Hurlbert, Navy, 4 years. John Houston, Navy, 4 years. I might mispronounce this one, and I'm sorry ahead of time. Dan Havman-Netchell. I'm sorry. Air Force, 4 years. Mike Jackson, Army National Guard, 28 years in counting. Brooke Blanton, Air Force, 20 years. Travis Bailey, Navy, 4 years. Renata Sterling, Army National Guard, 2 years. David Barber, Navy, 7 years. Keith Belden, Navy, 6 years. Jack Upkus, Marine Corps, 3 years. Tim Young, Air Force, 22 years. Rolando Cisneros, Marines, 4 years. Cecil Shipman, Air Force, 4 years. Anthony Smith, Army, 2 years. Clifton Carl, Army, 6 years. Ken Brown, Air Force, 4 years active, 2 years reserve. Joanne Fuji, Navy, 4 years. Tony Slater, Navy, 3 years. And Kevin Blanton, Air Force, 23 years. Thank you, guys. See you. Before we finish the program, just a few thank yous to Mr. Honer and his students for all their help. Thank you. Band and choir under the direction of Mrs. Hartwig. Carol Walker, Bob McVeigh, Jennifer Brevitt for setup and cleanup. Thank you. And I would like to conclude today's program with a quote from Douglas MacArthur, a veteran of World War I, World War II, and Korea. I think this speaks volumes. The soldier above all others prays for peace, for it is the soldier who must suffer and bear the deepest wounds and scars of war. Thank you to all of our veterans for your sacrifice and for your service. We thank you for everyone for attending today to honor our veterans. Now we have a moment of silence, followed by the playing of taps and the retiring of colors. Thank you everyone for coming. Student second hour is what you need to report.